Hey everybody, I'm Lisa Young Sutton, and today we are going to talk about the Star Card. This is the guidance card, which we can use in a grand tableau to tell us where to focus our efforts. It's a beautiful card of progress and good luck. The most general thing I can say about the star is that when it appears in a small spread to answer a question or lands nearby in a grand tableau, it says that things are heading in the right direction and success is within your reach. The core function of the card is to show that something is beginning to take shape. You're gaining clarity and insight. You can see a new path opening up and are beginning to see potential. Whether you're currently in the dreaming, conjuring, or creating stages, the star tells you to keep going. It can show up like a big arrow to say, look here, this is the direction you want to move in. It can also indicate that what you're doing has great meaning within the bigger picture. It's the card of epiphanies and manifesting what we've been aspiring to. Whatever was eluding you before is about to become clear. It's the card of spirituality and our connection to the divine. The star guides, inspires, gives us hope, and reminds us that this is where we're meant to be. Its core energy is positive. When you see this card, consider words and phrases such as progress, aspirations, a successful new path, unfolding success, the stars are aligning, guidance, healing, recovery, encouragement, direction, clarity, ideals, and the search for a higher purpose, possibilities, and a connection to the divine. Descriptive meanings include the heavens, the universe, spirituality, a vast array of many similar things, things that are scattered, spread out, or spreading. With the book, it can describe magic. It may describe the night, sleep, dreams, visions, prayers, intuition, esotericism, maps, GPS, science, technology, the internet, electricity, as well as the direction north. Now, in describing a person, physical descriptors include shining or glowing, like they stand out in the crowd. They may be famous looking, have bright twinkling eyes, or have an interesting birthmark. Regarding personality, we can describe them as charismatic, talented, someone with high standards, someone with good judgment, intuitive, a dreamer, starry-eyed, idealistic, a visionary, inspiring, a thinker, a planner. Occupations include an astrologer, a psychic or mystic. With the book, a card reader, IT, web developers, map makers, astronomers, scientists, astronauts, inventors. With the moon, it can describe a movie star. With the tree, a pharmacist or a shaman. Now, in a daily draw, whatever you're planning today, the star says do it. Success is within your reach. Your wishes and dreams are ready to take shape. It may tell you to check your horoscope or trust your intuition today. If you're traveling, check your map or your GPS. In advice readings, act on your inspirations. It can ask you to reach for the stars or think bigger and expand your dreams. Now is the time to move forward with your plans. It's like a big green light, for advice spreads. Now in work and business readings, in a work reading, the star says that you're going to gain clarity on your projects. You're on the right track with things. With the moon, you may be seen as a star at work. You might finally become employee of the month. Woohoo! In a career reading, it tells you that whatever you're focusing on is correct, and this is where you're meant to be. When it's touching your work card in a grand tableau, you want to focus your energy on work, as this is where you're going to see success during the time period of the spread. And we're going to see that in a moment in the grand tableau. All right, in a spiritual reading, the star may suggest a need to gain clarity through seeking divine guidance. Its reference to night might suggest that you ask for guidance while you're asleep. Now be prepared to record your dreams the moment you wake up by having a notebook next to your bed before your brain waves return to beta. I mean, you receive messages in theta. That's where you dream, right? In theta. And when you first awaken, you're in alpha, so you can still remember your dreams. But once you're fully awake, your brain waves are back to beta and it will all be forgotten. It's also my card for the crown chakra, which connects us to the divine. So when it lands in a spiritual spread, it suggests, it may suggest that we clear clear our minds and meditate on opening this this chakra, or clear this chakra. Now I discuss the crown chakra further in my book. I don't have my book out here, do I? Well, there's my book. I have to always show that. Yeah, I do discuss the crown chakra further in the book. Okay, so in a relationship reading, this is a very positive card to get in a relationship reading, right? It says that things are as they are meant to be and are progressing nicely. It tells you that this is who you're meant to be with right now, or that this is the one you dreamed into being, right? That's the law of attraction, right? That you conjured this person with your thinking. All right, its reference to night can suggest an evening together under the stars. All right, in a health reading, it's an overall healing card. Now, anatomically, it refers to the cells of the body and the skin because of all the pores that make up the skin. And because of its connection to the mind and night, it can reference sleep issues. It can also describe the pills or tablets taken for healing. Now, looking at the cards on the table, I think the stars cards are often the most beautiful cards of the deck, right? And you'll notice that some cards use the plural, stars, 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 right? I used stars in my first book. Book 2 is just calling it star because of spell check. Everything that followed the stars was... they wanted to correct me when I was viewing it as a singular thing, you know what I mean? So anyway, now it's the star. Here you can see star, here you see star, here you see star, but stars, stars, stars. Estrellas. There's your S. Stars, yeah. Okay, so the fairy tale fortune card says, the star, follow your star and see your path. Those look more like snowflakes to me, but you know, whatever. Okay, the verse card says, the star is always a good sign as long as it's shining bright and as long as no clouds hide the blue sky from your sight, right? And that's very true because the clouds block the stars. When it's cloudy, you can't see the stars, you can't navigate. That's important, and that's part of the plot. All right, now... Oh, by the way, if you're loving my lemon calcite crystal here, I'm going to link the Etsy store where I bought that in the description box below the video. Isn't it pretty? Okay, so let's do some comparisons. All right. Let me move my candalia so I don't set my cloth on fire because I wanted to use my star cloth. Here, I'll put you back. And I'll put you back. Okay, let's compare the stars to some other cards. I'm using my Primal Lenormand for this. Okay. There you go. Listen to those birds. All right, we can compare the star to the house because the house is ordinary and the star is extraordinary. I love that one. We can compare it to the tree because the tree is earthly while the star is cosmic. We can compare it to the Tower, because the Tower can represent ambitions of ego, while the Star refers to divine aspirations. Also, the Tower is the purely human idea of inequality, right? It's separation of top and bottom. Whereas the Star says we're all equal. We're all made of the same stuff as the stars. And I included that quote from Pinocchio in my book. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. We're all equal under the stars. I got goosebumps. Okay, we can compare it to the key. The key says do it now, right? Wait, hang on. Can you see these okay? Yeah. The key says, you know, like the key's in your hand. You have access. Do it now. Success is yours. Well, the Star says you're on your way, right? It's just starting to take shape. We can compare it to the Moon, because the Moon can say that you're popular because of your achievements, while the Star can say that you're popular just for being yourself. You know, like the universe is smiling on you. We can compare it to the Book, because the Book is the anatomical card of the brain, while the Star is the card of the processes of the mind, as in how happy, imaginative, and clear-sighted you are. We can compare it to the Sun, because the Sun is the card of consciousness, awareness, or seeing the obvious, right? While the Star is clarity of mind. And we can compare it to the Lily. Okay, speaking of mind processes, right? The Star can refer to higher thinking compared to the Lily, which references the wisdom gained through experience. But it can also, this shows up a lot in spiritual readings, where the Lily is telling you to meditate, to connect to the higher thinking that the Star represents, all right? And also the Book. Well, I just had the Book somewhere. You know, if you put the Book in there regarding mind processes, right? The Book references knowledge gained from outside of yourself. Okay? Now, another way to compare the Star to the Lily is that the Lily is the card of meditation, while the Star is the card of inspiration. Okay, so now when we're looking at the plot, Oops, where is the plot? The plot, of course, is the, here's my book. So you can see I called it Stars in book number 1. Here it is, the plot, the Petit Lenormand original translation. I can't read it from there. All right, the Star confirms good luck in all enterprises, but if near clouds, it means a long series of unhappy accidents. That's kind of blunt, isn't it? But what I found to be true regarding that last bit is that when the Stars is surrounded by unfavorable cards and also has the clouds above it, you're heading for a lot of unexpected problems regarding your plans. So, you know, the unhappy accidents thing has never held true in any readings I've ever done, but it does have meaning. It's basically telling you that you're going to encounter a lot of unexpected problems regarding your plans. Okay? Now, the original game instructions. Arriving at the Star of good prospects, the player receives 6 marks. So it's obviously a very favorable card. Okay, the coffee card verse. I love the coffee card verse. Okay, so if near, the Star promises happiness, fortune, great respectability, and good and happy children if given good education. If far, your children will cause you vexation in your old age. So the references to your children's future as well as your old age says that this card is an indicator of your future. This makes it the only card, or the only symbol that mentions the divine and prophecy. Okay? Now, what do the MOD guidelines have to say, the method of distance? Let me get out my grand tableau. There we go. Hang on, let me... Going the wrong way. There we go. Can we see that? There it is. Okay. The method of distance. All right, so the star is one of the 3 cards of the celestial cluster, along with the sun and moon, all of which can shine on us to add extra value to our lives when near. To be perfectly placed, we'd see a constellation of all 3 near and above the seeker. Now, near and in the line of sight is nearly perfect. Near and below is almost as good. You can see how this... you know, how the luck wanes a bit depending on the position of the cards. Now, the worst position is far and below. In that position, we can say that the seeker just can't see the light in their lives, right? Like the moon far can show dishonor, disrespect, or simply a lack of recognition, like you're invisible, right? The sun far can indicate a lack of courage or motivation, but the stars far can indicate a lack of clarity or having no expectation of success in whatever you're endeavoring to do during the time period of the spread, right? And all of this is even worse when it's also below, you know, far and below. So near, the stars when near says you can expect success in your projects and endeavors that you'll be undertaking during this time. At the very least, it shows that you now have clarity on what you want and your goals are now within reach. If it's near and the other near cards are all favorable, success is pretty much guaranteed, right? Now, the stars brings luck and promises success to all the cards it touches when near, so check for life area cards, as this is going to tell you what you want to focus your energy on right now, because this is where you're going to be successful. So when near but surrounded by negative cards, the star is still bringing its luck and clarity to help you deal with these issues, unless it's darkened by the clouds above it. Remember, when the clouds is hanging around above the stars, you can't see the stars, right? Okay, so now far, when the stars is far, the further this card falls, the more diluted the luck becomes. You won't have the insight or inspiration during this time, so any hope of success in reaching your goals will currently be out of reach. You still want to look at the surrounding cards to see where the light is shining, because diluted light is better than none. So if the sun and moon are near, say, right, but the star is far, you still may be in a position to succeed due to the respect and recognition from others that the moon brings, or your own perseverance, determination, and confidence that the sun brings, but you're still going to lack the clarity and inspiration to succeed in the biggest way possible without the stars, all right? Now, when far and surrounded by unfavorable cards, and even worse, if the clouds is also above your card or above the stars, you're being warned of many unexpected problems regarding your endeavors, as I already said. Okay, so the star has no directional cue, but what we can see in this spread, now this is a GT for a woman. Where's my, here it is. Okay, this is a GT for a woman. There she is, all right? And you can see that she's sitting between the star and the sun. And she also has the moon near and above. So she's got a constellation of all the celestial cards. How perfect is that? And remember what I said, like that you want them near and above, but near and in the same line, in the line of sight, is almost as good. So she's looking pretty good sitting there. But what can we say about the stars? What did I just say about the, it brings luck to every card it touches, so look for your life area cards, and we have 2 of them here. The moon is my work card, right? The lily is my card for family. That's the traditional card of family. So, what does the star in this position say she should be focusing her energy on? The lily says she should be focusing her energy on family and adding value to that area of her life, right? Put the spotlight on them. There's the moon right there. Put the spotlight on your family right now and give them your full attention. But also choose your words carefully, because look what's underneath the star here. Choose your words carefully, and cut out all the nagging. Ooh, cut out all the nagging and language that drains or erodes the relationship. Wow. She should also focus on her career right now, because that's also touching the star. And yeah, because she's going to see success in that area of her life right now. You know, you can see that things are stable and secure in that department, so she should keep doing what she's doing, right? That's what the star is saying. Keep doing what you're doing. It's all good. But I'd also tell her to work on removing others who distract her and who she feels uneasy around, right? It's time for her to listen to her intuition. And where am I getting that? Because she's got the birds above her, for that's unease, unsettled, distracted, right? And what's it touching? The social card. That's the garden, and the fox is facing that card, right? So she needs to get a handle on that, right? And yeah, she's got the mice below her, so she wants to remove those people from her life. Right? Or at least remove caring about those or paying so much attention to them. Yeah. It's time for her to listen to her intuition, because that's what the star is saying. Right? And become aware. That's what the sun is saying. Yeah, because, you know, the sun is sitting above her tower. Woo. Okay. All right. Well, that is it for the star card, my friends. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.